Where we all make mistakes is when we think of a person to hire and we don't build a job criteria that doesn't have a name. Like, let's go get us a Chuck Barrett. I like Chuck, and he does this and he does that. Let's go get him because we have this familiarity. But when you build a grid and a filter and we got to have these things, like what the qualifications need to be, and you really force yourself to have some organization integrity, organizational integrity. And when you don't do that, we're just like grabbing names like we just did a second ago, or we have done, or Bart's top 15 or 25 coaches that, who are the best available.
Coming tomorrow.
Or here are the best coaches out there right now that you might be able to hire and who might be a fit. So what direction, that's one question I have today. What direction do you want to go? Like, give me things that are important about the job. But, I mean, listen, this is open season on commenting on the Razorback job. Like, anybody with a pulse and a voice. If you can just write, you can comment on the job.
Well, if you'd like to apply some logic, that's fine. But if you're just more comfortable spewing out names,
we're good with that.
That seems to be the norm right now.
Just whatever you have to say, now's the time. It doesn't even matter.
If you want to be quoted.
Be quoted. Be quotable. Bring it. This is your time. This is what you dream of. There's no consequences. You can say anything. Keep it clean, and whatever you have to say on the Arkansas job, because everybody in the country is giving an opinion on the Arkansas job. Hey, this didn't happen when UCLA opened. This didn't happen when Virginia Tech opened. But it is happening now at Arkansas, and part of it is because Petrino is a lightning rod. He is a polarizing figure around the country. By the way, this probably happened a long time ago. We know how politics has, lost the objectivity, like in journalism. There's no objectivity, it seems like, in news when it comes to covering politics.
Everyone's taking a side.
And that's happened with our sports journalist, our longtime, well-known sports journalist. They are so happy to jump on Bobby Petrino yet again and just take this low-hanging fruit and be negative towards him. And then there are other people who are in the national media who have gotten to know him, written stories on him, spent time with him since the failing at Arkansas and since the on-the-field experiment not working out, round 2 at Louisville. And they paint a little bit different picture. But we are, and he is, one of the big talking points in college football right now across the country. And I can't, you just get on Twitter and your For You column where they're putting things in your algorithm that you might be interested in. It's one clip after another clip after another clip talking about Arkansas and Petrino and Pittman. And On3 yesterday reported that Arkansas has $16 million pumped into its roster in NIL money. Do you believe that stat?
No. I don't.
Ohio State had about 20, 21 last year. I'm sure they have way more this year. And we've seen the reports of Texas Tech. Even if the $16 million were true, it's millions short of, I think, what others are spending in this league. But at the same time, how do you get those numbers, Chuck? Where do these numbers come from?
When I look at some of On3's stuff, and look, they're a very successful operation. I'm not knocking them, but I read their valuations, and they report everything like at the nth degree. If this is the best possible, this is the most they could possibly spend. Everything is exaggerated, embellished, not to the point where it's out of bounds.
Rounded up
generously. No, I don't believe that.
Like
figure.
we all want our paycheck.
I think that's a rounded up, a very generously rounded up figure. I'm not quite sure how they got to that.
What do you think is happening? Here's my other thing today. What do you think is happening over at the old football complex, over at the Fred Smith Center and inside the practice field? What do you think's going on? They went out there for the first time yesterday.
I think they stayed out there a while, too. And from what I understand, and I know they had full pads on. At least that's what I was told. Look, this is one of those weeks where you find out who's in and who's not. And that's just how it works. And I'm sure it was tough yesterday. I'm sure it'll be tough today, and I would imagine it'll be tough tomorrow. Generally, in open weeks, you go Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I would imagine that it will be. But you know what? After what's happened, it probably would have been that way even if there'd not been a change made. You know, this is one of those weeks after a game like that where, you know, whether you've got a first-year coach or a 10th-year coach, you know, you've got to find out who's with you and who's not after what they've been through.
Houston Nutt was on the buzz yesterday. We don't have that clip, do we? We got it. We'll play in a second. And basically, he made the point that you got to figure out who's in right now and who's out. And so if you're Bobby Petrino, Chuck, do you go in there this week and do you create not mid-season, but bye-week boot camp and figure out whether or not you can get to a certain point or whether it's all just going to crumble and be in as the cookie crumbles, the pieces are just there the rest of the season?
Oh, I would imagine this week is he's trying to build, you know, he's trying to build his football team, which is and it is his football team now. He's trying to build his football team in his image. And I'm sure that started yesterday in earnest.
Here's Houston Nutt on with our good friend Basil and the gang.
If I'm in there on that first meeting Sunday after a game like Saturday, when you had a beautiful crowd with the little highlights I've seen, if I come in that meeting room, I want to know the rules because I would tell the team, listen, I'm going to give back a little bit from my monthly check, and I want you to give back a little bit from your monthly check because that's not how a Razorback plays. We got more pride than that. We can play harder than that. And I would ask him if that's the best you can do. And so now is the time where you got to circle it up. You shut the door, and Coach Petrino's got to shut the door and say, hey, get in or get out right now.
Get in or get out right now.
And you know, it's when you say something like that, everybody's going to say, I'm in, Coach. But it's going to take about 3 or 4 days on that practice field to find out if, you know, you're really in or not. Because, look, when you're in the spot that they're in right now, there does need to be a sudden change. And I'm not just talking about, changing coaches. That's done now. That's in the rearview mirror. The sudden change now is that things are going to be done differently on a daily basis. Now, you know, is all this going to add up to a great football team this year? I have no idea. But I guarantee you by the time we're done, this team will be much more in his image than it is right now.
Anybody can comment. You need no credentials on the Arkansas coaching search and on the state of affairs with Arkansas football. Comment freely. The whole country is. We might as well do it here. 6:14. It's a Wednesday morning. Good morning, the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, what's your point?
You want my point?
Yes, I asked for it. Make it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner.
Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
One thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
We are fascinated by coaches. And year to year, it changes. Not with every single one of them, but oftentimes, what you think of Kirby Smart today, is it the same as it was a couple of years ago? What you think of Dabo Swinney today, is it what you thought a few years ago? What you think of Rhett Lashley today? Is it what you thought a few years ago? Kenny Dillingham is somebody people get excited about now because of the things he says in press conferences. And he had success last year at Arizona State. By the way, it was 1 year at Arizona State where he had success. We make all kinds of judgments all the time about coaches and who we like and who we don't like and who's good and why or why not. It's not pop culture, but it's sort of like its own culture.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, it is flavor of the month, too. I mean, it is these guys come and go, and we are turned upside down by 1 or 2 years. Kenny Dillingham's a pretty good example. We had a basketball coach hired here one time off a run in the NCAA tournament. Nobody had ever heard of him before. It happens. I mean, we make snap judgments on these guys. A lot of it, most of us, and I include myself in this, we're not going to be able to diagram plays. We can't sit here when we watch a play. We know if it worked or not, but we can't always tell you why. We can blame it on somebody, but we don't really know. But now we do understand, like, hey, can he turn a phrase? Does he look good on TV? Do we like what he wears?
Do we get excited?
Yeah. Does he move our needle? And every time I think of that, I think of guys like Will Muschamp, who just made millions off being he's a good football man, knows the game, but fans loved him. Boosters wanted him because he yelled and screamed on the sidelines and acted the way they would if they were down there. So we make judgments on these guys based on what we understand. But we don't understand enough.
We like the personality.
We like the guy.
Yeah.
And
or we don't.
Or we don't. That's exactly right. Or we don't. And that's how we tend to make judgments about
And generally,
these people.
we don't like guys who aren't winning the press conference.
John Gruden's a prime example. John Gruden's a really good coach. John Gruden won a Super Bowl. John Gruden also had losing seasons. And John Gruden's not been out there in a while. But, man, I loved him on Monday Night Football. Or did you see how he reacted when we sent him all that gear? Like there weren't 100 other schools doing the same thing. I mean, we like personalities. We like them. We want them to be around.
Ed Orgeron.
I like Ed Orgeron. I think Ed Orgeron's a good coach. But if you were to ask the average football fan, what makes Ed Orgeron a good coach? Have you heard him talk? I mean, even though that may or may not have anything to do with it. Right. We all fall into that trap. I'm not casting stones. I do it too.
Oh, listen, the coach thing. It's like you could have like a new Vanity Fair magazine, and it could just be coaches. I mean, it just comes once a month, and it's just about people eat. We just talk about coaches more than anything else in college football. We talk about coaches.
Oh,
and now because we have such a transitional player world with the portal, they're the one constant. I mean, this has gotten to be almost like minor league baseball. You don't know who's on the Naturals roster. Well, the coach might be there for 2 or 3 years. The manager, he might be around for a handful of years. And it used to be we talked about coaches because they were going to be around longer than 3 or 4 years, and the players they had. That window has gone down also, by the way. But they are the program. The coach is this is how we all talk about it. They are the program.
Oh, there's no doubt. Their word is the final word. And in many cases, it's the only word that matters. And that's just how it works. It's silly when you really stop and think about it. I mean, it's silly how much power we put in the hands of ball coaches. And I'm not knocking them. I mean, it's a great job, and all of them are leaders, and they are called upon to do things that the average person isn't. But I mean, we do. I mean, we we kind of go overboard.
I can't imagine being a coach. And I was talking to somebody last night. We were at that Waiters for Wishes event,
which was good.
Walk-ons that the Arkansas basketball team was a part of, and the coaches were there, the players were there. They were fantastic. They raised a lot of money for Make-A-Wish. It was a cool event. But I said, I don't know that I could ever be a coach. And this person said back to me, the best part about the only good part about being a coach is when you get that buyout.
Yeah, that's right.
And all of these coaches, we're talking yesterday, like Rhett Lashley's getting asked about it. Mm-hmm. But also if you're Rhett Lashley or you're Jeff Traylor and you have a chance to comment on it, part of the whole coaching thing now is you've got to constantly have leverage. You've got to have leverage in your own job for a potential raise. You've got to have leverage for a potential to get another job or a better job and more money there, or at least the idea that other people are interested in you, which then gets you a raise in your own job. And so this is just a constant maelstrom of activity around coaches and what they're going to do and where they're going to go. And by the way, how many schools are really getting it right? When you hire a coach, Bart, this would be some great research. What over the last 5-10 years, what are the percentage of schools that really nailed it with their coaching hire? when they hired a guy.
Well, how long does it take a fan base to turn on a guy? I mean, we've seen it here, and other places do too. When you hire a guy at first, oh my gosh, he's the most popular guy around. Guys, we can sit here and deny it now, but I remember when our state went bonkers over Chad Morris. I was there for a lot of them. I mean, you look back now and it's like, what in the world were we thinking?
We had the shirts made.
Yeah, I mean,
people were making shirts. They make fun of it now.
I was at these Razorback
They were
Club
making
meetings.
the shirts.
I know
on
what
the
really
sayings.
happened, so I mean, we do. But boy, we'll turn on you quick now, and that's just sort of. But hey, our situation's not unique. This is the way it is everywhere. Fans want to win. Fans want to win, and the truth of the matter is that they don't really care how you do it. They'll hop up on their soapbox every once in a while. We'll all look for the higher ground on occasion, but the reality is winning does take care of everything. I mean, it takes care of everything, and that's what fans want. They want to win. They want to feel good every day. And when the Razorbacks are winning, Arkansas feels good every day. Man, when they're not feeling good every day.
877-377-6963. I'm partly considering doing some man on the street today.
I think that's what we ought to do. I think we just ought to hey, have you been asked to comment on the Arkansas coaching search?
I think I'm going to go down to the Maverick. I'm going to start there.
That's where the adventure always begins.
It's
You
where
should
we
go
should
somewhere
begin.
with better breakfast.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, now you've got that in mind, and I can come back with breakfast.
Yeah, Edward's thinking, what can you bring back?
You think what kind of interview you think I'd get at the donut shop?
Probably pretty good.
Not one.
Behind the counter.
Not
Do you
one.
think they know about the Razorbacks?
Yeah, maybe not
Do
the
you think
donut
they
shop.
will know what I'm talking about?
Maybe
now, if I
Rick's.
go to Rick's,
Maybe there's
I can
people
find
sitting
somebody there.
around.
Well, what if I
go
just
table to table.
What if I just go around and I just say we just need to comment on the Arkansas coaching search?
Who would you like to see?
What do you want? What do you want to see happen?
What do you want to see happen? Who do you want? Who's your guy?
Where are other?
See the wide variety of answers you get.
Yeah, we're
Deion Sanders.
we're out in the community today. We want to just go kind of get a feel. We may do that, but if you want to weigh in, 877.
Who's your guy?
377-6963.
I think it's for the majority of fans, it's Bobby Petrino. They're on the Bobby Petrino.
You think so?
Yes. I think for the majority of fans, it's Bobby Petrino.
This is an interesting.
Now, it
week
may
for
not
him.
be. It may not be in 2 months. May not be. But I think today it is.
Here's another one, and it's early, okay, but it's still. I'm wondering where your head is today. By the way, we don't always want everybody's opinion, but this I'm really interested in. Here's a question.
You mean you actually mean it?
Yeah.
You actually mean it today?
Yeah, today I actually mean it. Okay. What team is going to show up in Knoxville? I'm not talking about winning the game, but what are they going to look like? I mean, are they going to come out throwing haymakers?
I think you're going to know Bobby Petrino's the head coach. I think it's going to be Bobby Petrino's team. That's what I think. As much as he's able to throw together between now and next Saturday. That's his job. He's head coach. He wants to be the head coach. He wants to be the guy. This is what he's asking for. And I suspect by the time we get to Knoxville, it'll be Bobby Petrino's team. And by the time the next game comes after that, and they're back home for 3 straight, I think it'll be Bobby Petrino's team. Now, does that mean they're going to win? Does that mean they're going to be like those 21-5 teams? I'm not saying that. But I think he'll put his stamp on them pretty quickly.
Do you think he's gone to that dark place in his mind that a competitor goes to, and the switch has flipped, and it's take no prisoners?
I think there's, I think that's where a lot of them live. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a short break, and then we're coming right back to calls. We'll do reactions next on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweatnum Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to SweatnumCosmetic.com and click on the Sweatnum Edge.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
By the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
morning, Bart.
welcome in.
Edward.
I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
6:35. It was 56 when we rolled in here this morning. I think it's gotten into the maybe 60. 61.
You think?
Yeah, that's the weather update. Weather on the fives here with the Chuck and Bo Show.
Do we need to do a little traffic?
Every morning.
A couple of cars drove by a while ago.
Couple did.
We
Not
still got
too
construction
bad
out there.
yet, but as we go through the morning, traffic builds.
Yes.
That's we'll be doing that every.
Seems to be a lot of it right when we leave at 9 o'clock.
Your next traffic and weather together at 7:35. In the meantime, let's go to Brad in Fayetteville. Brad, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to expound a little bit on something you mentioned, Bo, leverage, and maybe something Chuck mentioned yesterday, I think, about, I think, Chuck, you said no one wants to be judged on our worst day, the worst thing we've ever done or whatever it might be. But and I think that's a tendency for people to do is magnify that. But I'm excited for Bobby to get the chance. I mean, just think about, he had to really humble himself to come back here, knowing the criticism and knowing that stigma was going to be on him and over his head. So as bad as I hate it for Sam, I think it had to happen. It had to be done. We all, I think, can agree on that. But I think it's a great opportunity for Bobby, and I love the story of redemption. As a Christian, it's a great opportunity for him and for the players. It's a tremendous opportunity to use to get leverage, because what are we going to be now? We have the old stigma. ESPN hates us, national polls and blah, blah, blah. But we're going to be in the spotlight for the rest of the year, good or bad. We are going to be, everything we do, every game we play, we're going to get some notice, and that's going to be on the national scale because of what's happened, obviously. And these players have a tremendous opportunity because all the other schools are looking, can we poach some guys? And if we do well, if Bobby brings them around and we make a lot of progress, that's going to be a great, great story. And the players are going to get noticed for that. So, I hope it turns out well. Who they hire, I have no idea and don't really even, that's way out of my league. But
well, it's way out of a lot of people's league, but it doesn't stop them from commenting, so feel free.
Right. Yeah, well, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that wants to be here more than Bobby Petrino does, right? I mean, we've always said, let's hire someone that wants to be a Hog, wants to be a Razorback, and that sort of thing, and not just using it as a stepping stone or
a
whatever.
Paycheck.
And I think
or a pay raise.
Yeah, and I think Bobby Petrino wants to be here, and I believe he wants to do great. I mean, that's the only thing that some people are going to ever forgive him, or the only way some people are ever going to forgive him is if he brings us back to national prominence. And that's shallow on a lot of people's part, but as Hog fans, I think we have a tendency to be kind of shallow at times. But I think that would be a great redemption story if he can bring us back to the national prominence that we had before when he was here.
Hey, Brad, where are you? I hear vehicles driving. It sounds like you're broken down on the side of the highway and you're waiting for AAA to show up.
No, I can give you a traffic report. The traffic's moving well in the bypass. I just exited, and I'm sitting at a stoplight now. Yeah, some big dump trucks just rolled by.
Okay.
So I apologize for that.
Okay, no, we're all about being in the community. We want to know what's going on. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's 60 degrees right here in Springdale.
There you go.
I'm sitting on Thompson, and everything's great. The sun's coming up, and God has blessed us with a beautiful day.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Brad. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Chuck wanted to get a full-time reporter and a helicopter. We got people out on the streets, man.
Utilize our people.
We got people out there now making it happen today. That would be awesome.
That would be fun.
That's part of my big dream when we have our big station.
They've talked about having traffic here for a long time.
Yeah.
Being like in
wouldn't that
Northwest
be awesome?
Arkansas.
If we did it, would you do one shift?
Well, yeah.
Or more.
Absolutely.
In the helicopter?
Absolutely.
Gosh, I got to do that 20-something years ago.
Yeah, I'd do it.
I didn't realize how fortunate I was.
Yeah. Hey,
Flying
you've
up
done
and down.
something not a lot of people get to do.
Yeah. Ryan in Hot Springs, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Ryan.
I'll say this. Like I said, I don't know who I would actually want, but I will say this. The Memphis game, I know we kind of gave that game away a little bit, but I was definitely impressed with Ryan Silverfield with how the way he coached the game and got his guys to keep playing and how hard they played. I just want to say I was really impressed with that.
He's a good coach. He sustained it there.
Right. Well, so I also want to make a comment. We're talking about Bobby. Here's my question: can he get us back on the track and maybe get us to a bowl game? I keep hearing everybody talk about how bad the defense is, this, that, and the other, but I felt like the defense's problem was more of a effort problem than a talent problem. And I'm not saying we're necessarily a great or a good defense, but there's stuff you can do with a disciplined average defense, and just getting more effort about it. You got to think it's going to get us back in some chances to win some games this year, because he's going to handle the offense. The offense really ain't. There shouldn't be much change in the offense.
Well, one thing that I think you got to think about, Ryan, is that defensively, if you really look at it, Arkansas did not play great defensively in either the Ole Miss or the Memphis games, but they played well enough to win. If they hadn't fumbled at Ole Miss, they'd have won. If they hadn't fumbled at Memphis, they'd have won. The game where they played defense in such a fashion that you had no chance to win was the Notre Dame game. So my suspicion is that the team we will see at Tennessee is going to be very similar to the one we saw in Oxford, Mississippi. That's what I think. Now, whether or not they win the game, I don't know. But the defense that night played well enough to win. Not great, porous at times, but well enough to win.
Thanks for the call, Ryan. Officer Breeden is in Springdale. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. When it comes to head coaches, I've got two comparisons. Number one, everybody loves you. It's like being a police officer. Everybody loves you. Some love to see your headlights, but everybody loves to see your taillights. The second one, being a head coach is like being a preacher. When people get tired of hearing you, you got to go.
Oh, yeah.
So being a head coach, you got to understand the job. You got to understand what it is.
So what do you think happens now? What do you expect to see in Knoxville?
I would expect to see, number one, I think the offense will definitely have more output than they did against Notre Dame. Defense, I don't know. It depends on after the performance they gave last Saturday, and find that intestinal fortitude to really hit some people, make the tackles they need to make, and cover the receivers they need to cover. I think it's going to be as much mental as it is physical when we go to Knoxville.
It's going to be interesting. Thank you for the call. How this week goes, because I think this is a make or break week. I believe whatever this team can be, this is a make or break week.
One of the things that's interesting to me, and that could change today, might change tomorrow, could change in the coming days, I don't think anyone's entered the portal yet. And I know there are financial reasons for that, and there are some practical reasons not to. But, we'll see what happens by the end of the week. Again, they've got today and tomorrow to get through. And look, going out there and having a tough practice and maybe staying out there a little longer than you thought you would, that by itself doesn't turn things around. That by itself doesn't make you play better at Tennessee. But over a period of time, things like that begin to matter. Petrino was always very good at building confidence in teams. Sometimes it was through fear. Sometimes it was through making everybody out there hate him for a little while, which I think was tactical on his part from time to time. He knows how to build a confident team.
They're trying to figure it out, and you may be trying to figure it out in a different area of life. You may need some counsel. You may need an attorney, and Cadell Reynolds is offering a free consultation so you can get the help you need if that's where you are. They're here for Arkansans. They've been serving in Arkansas for over 30 years, handling everything from car and truck accidents to Social Security disability, personal injury cases, and the best part, again, free consultations. CadellReynolds.com. Call them, too, at 866-314-3728. Or just log on. Again, one more time, CadellReynolds.com. Make the call. Cadell Reynolds. 645, back with more. Dabo Sweeney now blaming himself. We'll get into that on the Chuck and Bo Show. Chuck has thoughts. I'm going to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Football season's here, and Flight by Yuengling is the light beer built for game days. Tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer, and only 95 calories. Flight raises the bar for what a light beer should be, and now it comes in a 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle and skinny cans. Perfect for tailgates, watch parties, or just kicking back after the game. Pick it up at your favorite store or ask your bartender. Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea, and when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
I don't need Chat GTP. I've got Chuck GTP.
Amen.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
one of the great non-marriage times of my life, I tell you that. To meet Chuck Barrie, the only thing that's even close to is meeting Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Blakeman's is where you mark your moments, your occasions. It's about your journey, your story. When you're celebrating something, hey, sometimes you got to celebrate something for yourself. It may sound selfish, but I mean, really, take in time to smell the roses. You know, if you just had a major achievement, maybe you reached a milestone or a goal, celebrated at Blakeman's, or maybe you're celebrating something, an anniversary, or you're thinking of someone else. The purple bag never disappoints. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry in Rogers, more than just jewelry. It's your story, the official jeweler of the Razorbacks. Dabo Sweeney has said a lot of things this year. He's gone off. He's been frustrated. And finally he said, you know what? It's all my fault.
I mean, it's just been a coaching failure, honestly. I mean, that's the best way I can say it. I mean, we have just failed as coaches. I mean, I'm not taking accountability away from the players. I mean, they got accountability in this too. I mean, you know, you got some guys that got to play better. I mean, they're not just on scholarship anymore. I mean, some of these guys are paid a lot of money to perform, and you know, everybody's got accountability. But I mean, it's just an absolute coaching failure.
What do you think of that?
Well, he's not just talking about himself. He's talking about everybody on the staff. But look, a good head coach coaches the coaches, same way he coaches the players. And
he said that.
Yeah.
It was a longer clip where he went on to explain that it starts with him.
That's right.
Because he's the one that hires them and empowers them and gives them the marching orders.
And coaches, you know, a good head coach does coach his coaches every day. I mean, every day. And that's part of it. That's how it works. And so, you know, it's look, when you're not winning, most of the time it's because of the people in charge. And when you are winning, most of the time it's because of the people in charge. I mean, that's got a lot to do with it.
You know, Nick Saban gets a lot of credit. And the thing about that is he deserves it. I learned so much. I talk about this a lot because I just learned so much. 30 days in Tuscaloosa in 2018 doing a show on their training camp. And the theme and the motto of that training camp was, what will it take to break you? It's going to be hard, but we're going to be as good or not as good with the answer to what will it take to break you. Training camp's hard.
I was going to say, I'll bet they pushed that question right to the edge, didn't they?
But to your other point, he would come in. We filmed one staff meeting. By the way, I see clips from this still coming out every week on social media from back in 2018. And he's coaching the coaches. Like, the most important thing that was supposed to happen last night was so they would be shown this in the meeting so we didn't have to do it in the walkthrough, and they already knew it. And then he said, and most of the time, pictures work better than words. I mean, down to that detail.
Yeah.
And holding that standard of accountability, I think the whip is getting cracked, so to speak, this week. And I think it's going to be, what will it take to break you? Because I don't know that Petrino has any other choice or knows any other way to do it. I don't see him easing in to this thing with the players like, why don't we come and sit down and have coffee and talk about it?
Well, I think it goes back to the are you in or are you out? That's not a question that is immediately answered. You can verbally answer it immediately, but the proof is in what you do. Do you do things different? Are we different than we were before? And I think yesterday, today, and tomorrow are a big part of that finding out process.
And there's not a lot of talking about it, right? It's just about doing it.
That's right.
Like, we're just going to get to work, and you're either going to do it or you're not going to be here.
That's right.
It's not going to work. Almost 7 o'clock. Good morning.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call. Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I got a legitimate question. You and me go play Oakmont today. What do we shoot?
I think we break 100.
There's no way.
I think we break 100.
That is
barely.
the most ridiculous thing of all the ridiculous things you've said, and you've said a lot of ridiculous things. That's the most ridiculous.
That is absurd. The number I had in mind, just so you know, was 150.
No.
Yes.
We're breaking 150.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Where would we be without Bart? I don't know where we'd be without Bart.
Well,
I know we'd have a lot of trash in the
We'd
building
be
if
up
it
a
wasn't
creek
for Bart.
without a paddle. Without Bart. He doesn't even say anything. I thought he left. I thought maybe you.
I thought he was in the restroom.
I thought he got mad at you. I thought you guys were back there, in the coffee room, in the break room. Which, by the way, that Keurig, man, does that thing get used and overused and worked or what? Holy smut! One day it's just gonna, you're gonna look at it and it's just gonna fall apart. It's just gonna come down in pieces.
We need a coffee pot.
But Bart leaves. I think Chuck's made him mad, and like they get into these discussions, and Bart gets, Bart's really passionate about certain things. And
Bart will turn and walk away.
The different.
He will. I've had enough.
And I thought maybe one of those moments, and I know Bart doesn't smoke, but I mean, you could break a man.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe when I heard the door, and I thought, well, there goes Bart. What happened?
Started smoking again.
And well, turns out he took the trash down to the dumpster.
Without being asked.
And during a break.
That's right.
In the middle of the show. And it just shows up over and over and over again. And you say it all the time. What do you say?
Servant leadership.
Servant leadership. Yeah, that's Bart. And, hey, Bart. Here's to you. Hey, I don't think we've heard enough from you today.
Thanks for taking the trash.
Everyone watches women's sports. That's the shirt that Bart is wearing today.
Yeah.
Bart is.
Bart, you are one of a kind, friend.
Yeah. Well,
takes the trash out, promotes women's sports, prepares us for the show. I mean, he does everything.
Has his own tailgate.
Really does.
Keeps to himself.
Yeah. And he has opinions.
Strong opinions.
He has opinions. Well read.
Much
learned
research.
Man.
We are. We're taking. We're taking.
You guys are brutal.
And he's single, ladies.
It's National Bart Day. National Bart Day today.
I don't
tell
think
a
you
friend.
helped me out there, Chuck.
Tell a friend.
I don't
It's
think
National
anything that just happened in that
Bart
segment
Day.
helped with that comment.
You don't think we helped you out there?
Bart, you're a catch. You're a real catch. You are. You are.
Yeah.
And the reason you're
Takes
still
the trash
available,
out without being asked. I mean, what more could you want?
the reason Bart's still available is he doesn't settle for anything.
That's right.
At any time in all of life. Just know that. But if you're up for that, you're up for Bart.
That's right.
It's okay. We're taking anybody and everyone's comments because nationally everybody's giving them whether we want them or not.
If you are even a pseudo celebrity, someone, if they've not asked you for your opinion, we want it.
If anybody else knows you, if you're
That's
known to
right.
your neighbor,
That's right.
You are a celebrity that can comment on the Arkansas coaching search. Tom is in Lowell. Tom, good morning. It's 7:05. Yes, here we go. Tom, you are live.
Hey, good morning, boys. Is that coffee tasting good?
Oh, it's the
It
best.
sure is. It's
Absolutely
hot.
the best.
And it is tasty.
Well,
Keurig produced.
I called this morning because I know we've been talking a lot about the coaching deal. It's been pretty much national news since it's happened. I think Chuck is all over it with how he's going to give us the signs whether we know if he's going to be the coach or not. But my personal standpoint on it is that I think Petrino wants to be here. I think he has something that he didn't get to finish due to circumstances. And I saw a video last night about whenever he came back to the state in 2019 and apologized and thanked everybody and how the touchdown club stood up and clapped and just the applause he got. You can tell that, I believe a majority of the state's still behind Petrino and his ability and what he can do. I just kind of wanted y'all's thoughts on that.
So how do we know if it's the majority of the state or not?
We all tend to
let
think
me ask you,
our opinion's the majority.
Yeah, Tom, we'll answer, but let me ask you real quick. I'm sure you're, like a lot of guys that are sports fans, you probably got 2 or 3 group chats going. You talk to your buddies. Does everybody kind of agree with you?
Yeah, but, I mean, the motorcycle deal always gets brought up, and I said, hey, Chuck Barrett, he said it best yesterday. If we all live inside a glass house, they're going to see all kinds of bad things about us. I mean, we can't be judged on the bad things that we've done. I mean, that's just not a way to go about life. But I do believe in redemption, and I do believe in second chances, and I believe he's one to bring it home if he gets one.
Why doesn't he just own it and ride a Harley out of the field at Knoxville?
Hell, why don't we just have a brand new one sitting in there for him wherever he gets hired?
Just tell the world to shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Just, hey, forget it. Look, whatever. We're moving on.
Maybe let's not do that. But.
Okay. I mean, I have bad ideas, too. It's,
I hear you, Tom. Thank you for your call.
Okay, let's answer the question. How does the state feel? To the best of our knowledge, what is our read on this?
We are a forgiving people. There's no doubt about that. And when Petrino came back to the state and apologized, that was a big deal. Now, he did it in Little Rock. He didn't do it in Fayetteville. And that
was the setting. It was the touchdown club.
Right. But
they brought him in. He accepted the invitation.
I think most people are forgiving people because most of us have screwed up at some point in our lives. A lot of us have screwed up in major ways in our lives. And people have been there, and people are, they're not going to cast stones in those situations. By the same token, there are also many people, and I'm not discounting what they have to say, who that was the defining moment. And it may not be the way you're judged ultimately, but it's the way we have to judge in relation to this job. I do hear from those people, and I do know they're out there, and I'm not discounting that opinion. But I'm also smart enough to know, and I've been around this long enough to know that if you win games, all that goes away. And if you don't win games, every concern you have is magnified.
I believe that it all matters in terms of moving forward. Like what I mean is, what do you think you have in Coach Petrino or anybody else that you want to consider for this job? What do you think you have in the whole package? That's not the same as anything that's happened in the past. Like whatever has happened in the past for anyone. And by the way, there's all kinds of things we don't know about other candidates that you're interested in and what may have happened that you don't even know about. So as an athletic director or the people that are hiring, you got to evaluate the kind of person all the way around that you're going to get for this job. And are they capable of doing the job? And that doesn't just mean you're great at X's and O's. It means that from a character standpoint, just who you are as a person, that you believe that this person you can count on to go take the job and do it. And to me, that's what really matters here.
I also think you have to consider, if you're the one doing the hiring, how's it going to end? Because it's going to end.
It always does.
This is just a run. This is not a permanent solution. You just want to get on a good run. Because there's going to be a bad run again. But if you can get on a good run 5-6 years, you can make a lot of hay off that and you can have a lot of fun. How's it going to end? Where are we going to be when it's over? What are the possibilities in terms of the way this is going to end? And where are we when that process runs its course? All that stuff has to be considered. If we hire an up-and-comer, is he going to leave us for a better job? If we hire a guy who is, as some would say, a retread, what are we getting? Are the things that, led this person to be dismissed before, is that going to recur? All those things have to be considered.
Before we go back to the phones, I'll just make one point about like somebody that people are talking a lot about, Rhett Lashley. You know what? As the coach coming in, you also have to consider that.
Sure,
like
absolutely.
If you're him and you're 40 or whatever, and you're at SMU, and you say, let's just go, but what if I have a great 5-year run at Arkansas? It's going to end at some point. And then when it does end, can I even get another head coaching job after that?
Look how long it took Bielema. And Bielema's a pretty good coach. Bielema's a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
We thought, hey, he's working for the New England Patriots. He was way down the list in terms of the important Patriots at the time he was there. I say it respectfully, but it takes a while for you to get back in. So, yeah, you do have to think about things like that as a coach. Where am I going to be if this doesn't work out?
Let's go back to the calls. Kevin on the road somewhere. Kevin, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, I'm between Little Rock and.
What's that?
You said somewhere, and I said I'm on Pine Bluff.
Oh,
and Little
okay.
Rock.
Well, great.
Well, good. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your location.
Everybody's driving fast on that
We'll
stretch.
give you
I've
Bart's
been
number,
through
and
there.
you can share it permanently if you'd like.
I was going to say, I was thinking about the other guy. Judge a man off his character off his best day, but not off his worst day, because everybody has bad days.
Well, you're right. I mean,
And everybody makes mistakes.
Well, that's why I said it's more about like today. What are you getting today? You know, everybody's got to evaluate that in their own life, you know, in relationships, in hiring people, right? Like, to me, that's all that matters. Is that fair? Like you yeah, but like whatever on that, you know. I mean, but by the way, that was a long time ago. It was over a decade ago. I mean, that's like 14 years ago.
Again, time kind of freezes sometimes. You know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
But the actual question I called in, what if he goes 7-5? He wins out 4 or 5 games on this last stretch.
Well, then he's going to be the head coach for a while.
Freight train right there.
He's going to be the head coach for a while.
I mean, the offense looks, fairly good. I mean, we kind of hit a little bit of a slump. But, defense has just been terrible. And what I heard that Will didn't even talk to his defense at halftime. That's what I've heard.
Well, I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe anything you've heard. I mean, there's a lot of stuff being said right now. Be careful with that. But it'll be interesting. Here's what we don't know. To me, this is really unpredictable about what's going to happen. Other than I know this, I really believe this to be true. That Petrino, and it's already started, has gone right back to what he thinks it takes to flip the switch. And that means it's going to get ugly at practice probably before it gets better. And what's it going to take to break you? And will this break you? And if this is going to break you, then we don't have anything. But if it doesn't break you, you might have a lot. But we don't know. Again, this is a huge week. What the other side of this week is going to look like, because everything is different right now in terms of how things are being done in that program.
A lot of the things we're talking about, if we had 3 or 4 weeks of camp, you got time to take hold on everything. I mean, you know, by the time you get done with camp, you've molded them into what you want them to be. It's going to be hard to do that in this short space of time. And, lots of coaches out there, you break them, you build them back up. But generally, you got a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, a summer, a spring practice. You got a lot of time to do that. They don't have any time right now. And I don't know that necessarily breaking them and building them back up is the answer anyway. I know a lot of people think it is. But in this short space, I don't know if you can do that. Long term, and look, Bobby Petrino's not going into this, nor would any coach, with the idea, I'm only in this for 7 games. I'm only going to be here for 7 games, so it doesn't really matter. He's going into this with the idea, I'm going to coach the Razorbacks for a long time, and we got to get our system implemented today. So I think the way this situation's different, because sometimes you've got 1, 2, 3 games when the interim takes over and everybody knows you're just trying to get to the finish line and everything's going to change here in about a month. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't have any idea what's going to happen. We got 9 weeks of this.
How are the players going to respond?
And ultimately, that's all that matters.
Fort Smith, Eric, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Morning, fellas. So I asked a question earlier this week if you think the higher-ups at Arkansas are going to try to steal an active coach or try to get a coach out of retirement. I have a follow-up question for you now. Do you think that with this change of head coach that's coming, or what we're looking at as a change of head coach, are we going to be seeing a complete change of gameplay for the Hogs as well? Are we going to go back to a, heavy-hitting run game? Are we going to keep up with these massive pass plays? With this new coach coming in, are you going to see? Are we as fans? Are we going to see a change in tempo, a change in pace, a change in play style?
Well, Bobby Petrino's all right. Bobby Petrino's been calling the plays, and I mean Pittman gave him carte blanche, in terms of the offense. I mean, and if you were around it, I mean that was not. People wonder what was there meddling. Well, no. I mean, Petrino did pretty much what he wanted to do on offense. We're going to see the same style of offense we've seen from him. But your point about whoever your coach is, if it's not him, part of why you hire him is the way he runs things. And so
the only caveat that I wonder about, Chuck, is when you are the head coach, you do manage the whole game. And when you're the offensive coordinator, the head coach is telling maybe the offensive coordinator, hey, we need to slow it down a little bit. We need to run the ball a little bit more. We need to – I don't know if that part of it changes. You know what I mean? Like, do they do anything offensively in situations to help the defense? And is it more together? I'm not suggesting it wasn't to begin with, but that'd be the only caveat that I would consider.
Well, you've got to manage the game. There's no question about that.
And when you're the head coach
That's
and
right.
you're calling the plays,
no
there may be a little different dynamic. There is a different dynamic.
But I still think he wants to score on every play.
There's no question. Per Colby Hamilton in the LSU
he wants
game,
to score on every play.
Great memory. 718, we're brought to you in part by First Security Bank. It's how you bank better. More convenient locations and friendly local banking. That's how you do it. FSbank.com. Check them out online. First Security Bank, member FDIC, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. Back with more thoughts in a moment.
Bo.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hardtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hardtroff, you get the best of both worlds: professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
That's special.
JD's in Fayetteville. JD, good morning.
Bo, are you an idiot or what?
Oh, absolutely.
I tell you, I just wanted to give you a soundbite, to be honest. I don't think you're an idiot. I love your show.
That's a good one.
That's a good drop.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hope you're having breakfast wherever you are, whatever you're doing today.
When breakfast comes here, everything changes. I mean, it really does.
Chuck immediately followed Bart's example. Our great mentor, friend, Steve Graves brought breakfast by again. He does this.
He does this a lot.
Kind of on a weekly
That's
basis.
servant
Kind of
leadership.
gotten into a routine, really. We're now expecting we're a little entitled.
Yeah,
a bit entitled. And Chuck went and grabbed the Chick-fil-A bag and he began passing breakfast out. And I said, see, he's just following Bart's example. And then Bart rightly pointed out that you were just trying to take to the bottom of the bag and get yours out.
Mine was in the bottom. If mine had been on the top, everybody else would have been on their own.
Yeah.
But it took passing yours out to get to mine.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, that was my motivation.
So if Steve's listening, and I know he's not, but we'll pass this along to him. If you could just get Chuck's in a separate bag from now on.
Would you mind? I mean, really, would you mind just asking for a separate bag for mine?
It just kind of, cut down on the chaos. We'd have more time during the break where you didn't have to pass it out. You could finish your breakfast.
That's right.
And then we know a well-fed Chuck is the
not
best
even
kind of
done.
Chuck.
I didn't even have time to eat for, serving you guys.
I
didn't have mine. I didn't have time for mine because I was
kindly-
worried about yours.
Could you kindly do the dishes?
Yeah.
Scott is in Illinois. Scott, good morning.
Hey, how you guys doing? Love the show, man.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. That's kind. We love having you here.
Hey,
Appreciate it.
I hate living here in Big King Country, but I love listening to you guys. But I thought I'd change the subject a little bit on that coaching search since everyone's so down about that. I took a group to Champaign, Illinois, to the University of Illinois to do a tour of their athletic facilities and stuff. And I get in there, and Barry Lunny, I graduated from Northside, so I'm familiar with Barry and stuff from Southside over there. He was given the tour, and he goes, "Well, are you going to go in there with that hat on?" And it didn't dawn on me, and I was like, "Oh, well, I don't guess I need to, do I?" It had a big hog on it.
Oh,
and because Brett was around. And, so I take my hat off, and, I'm bald-headed anyway, but I was like, man, I don't want to get in trouble here, bringing the kids and stuff. So I'm in there, and it's hot, and I have a jacket on, and I take my jacket off later on during the tour, and they're looking at me again, and I have a hog on my shirt, up there. And I'm like, man, it's all I own. Everything I have has just about has a hog on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I left that tour, I had a box of nothing but Illini stuff.
I knew it. I already knew where that was going. Hey, that's a good job out of them. That's what they should have done.
Yeah. Hey, I support, it's all for the kids and everything. But I thought I'd just share that story with you guys. So.
That's recruiting right there. That's what you do. I mean, somebody walks in your building, Chuck, with some other gear on. They need to leave with some of your gear.
That's true.
And also, Scott's, I probably went away too fast. Scott, are you still there?
Yes, sir. I'm still
okay,
here.
Good. I got to ask you a real honest question. Did you do that on purpose, knowing you were going to get some free gear out of the deal?
I swear to God, I didn't, because I am not an Illini fan. I've been up here, and my kids, they were born. They're born Razorback fans. We go down for games and baseball. We're big baseball fans, and I came home with all that stuff, and they gave it all to their friends.
Next time,
I was going to say, has anybody worn any of it yet?
Exactly. That's what happens. Next time, you need to go to a school that you would maybe like some of their, go to SMU and see Rhett Lashley and wear a bunch of Razorback stuff. Then you'll walk out of there with some SMU gear. Bart's over there grinning. He's already got a plan hatched up.
I do?
Yeah, you do. You're going to go to a Notre Dame. You're going to get a tour, and you're going to get some Notre Dame gear.
I doubt that.
You're right. New Mexico.
Well, I mean, now
The Lobos.
now we're talking.
Yeah, you're gonna go get some
I have done
you've
more.
Literally
Nobody has
bought
done
Lobo gear.
Nobody has done more to raise Lobo awareness.
No, you're right.
In our state,
They should
than
send
me.
you a check. They should.
Nobody.
You're so
and
proud.
just stay tuned for the locks coming this week.
Matt Barrie, ESPN's Matt Barrie, does college football final. Will join us at in about an hour on the show.
You were talking about gear. Years ago, Dean Weber set this up. I got Mark O'Neill, who was a trainer at Arkansas for a number of years, became the head trainer for the Cubs. He wanted to go to the LSU game in Little Rock. I got him a couple of tickets. So he sent me a bag full of Cubs gear. Now, I'm a Cardinals fan. This was good gear. I mean, it was big league gear, team-issued stuff. But I had to give it all away. I mean, a Cardinal fan can't wear Cubs stuff.
Did you put it on, like even any of it on?
No,
like at
no.
home in the
I didn't
mirror?
even take it out of the bag. I mean, it was great gear. I mean, the real good stuff, not the kind you buy at the store.
Are you proud of that?
I'm proud that I got it, and I was proud that I gave it away.
Yeah.
You know. But my point is that, you know, it's like we were talking. I'm sure the Illinois gear that he got was great gear, but that doesn't mean you can go around wearing it.
I probably shouldn't say this, and it'll lead to further disrespect of my character. But I'm not sure I really feel that way about any team. Like, if you send me something nice, I'm not saying I'm going to wear it out and about town, but I might wear it on vacation. I don't know. But
I wasn't going to soil myself.
Why?
I just wasn't going to. I just wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it.
I draw the line at certain things. If somebody sends me Texas gear, it's going straight in the trash can.
Okay, that's
what if
fair.
they send you nice
fair.
gear? You know, I mean,
That's
good
fair.
quality
That's
gear.
fair.
I don't care if it's good quality. If it has the Longhorns
You're
on
right,
it,
I do have-
it's going
I do
in the
have
fireplace or the trash can.
I do have. I guess what I'm saying is I don't have many. That would be like the Cubs equivalent for Chuck. I guess that is a fair one. I don't.
If you send me something that has the Cleveland Browns logo on it, trash can.
I'd wear it.
Cleveland Browns.
Trash can.
It's just like nobody even cares about that. Nobody's.
Well,
gonna,
I know, but you know, it
how about
matters to
some?
me.
How about some Flight by Yingling gear? The golf bag's here. I
I'd
gotta
take
go
some
get
of
it
that.
for you.
I'd take
We're
some
gonna
of
have
that.
Flight by Yingling
Fridge,
gear.
and then down the hatch.
It's just
Down the
95 calories down the hatch.
That's right.
It tastes like a Yingling. Only 95 calories. The next
It was
generation.
a big hit at this year's Pullman Open, by the way.
Of light beer. Yeah, because you took 6 cases of it.
Well, I did not.
And
take
you
that.
handed them out.
In the Walmart.
Oh,
amp.
yeah. What'd you call it? A beacon in the night?
Something like that.
Yeah, at the Blink 180 whatever concert. I know.
182, 183, whatever
I'm just
it
kidding
takes,
because I love to lean into it. Everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Blink
you're so
187
old and
concert.
pathetic.
Yeah, the Link 188
Yeah,
concert.
the 1974 Blink concert. 7:31. Good morning. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
About because
Well,
we
that's
don't
all I
want
wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
WT Equipment is overstocked on new Bobcat equipment. The lots are packed and ready to move with special fall deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built for any job. Take your pick from compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more, all backed by WT Equipment's trusted service and support. And don't forget, WT Equipment's Fall on the Lot community event is Saturday, October 4th from 12 to 4 p.m. Food, games, prizes, and family fun only at WT Equipment.
Truck Month is here at Chevrolet of Fayetteville, and the savings are big. Get up to $12,000 off new Silverados, up to $8,000 off Chevy 2500s, and up to $5,000 off Chevy Colorado. That's real money back in your pocket. Plus more inventory, more discounts, and better service than anywhere else in Northwest Arkansas. Stop by today and see Chris, Mark, and Denver at Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Chevrolet of Fayetteville. Together, let's drive.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You think you're on anybody's like pickup list at school?
No.
Chuck Barrett able to pick up my kid.
No, that I doubt that.
I'm gonna write you in.
All right, good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Uncle Chuck's here. You need emergency contact. Maybe you just don't have family in the area. Let me recommend Chuck Barrett.
His headsets are bugging me right
877-377-6963. That's the contact number for Chuck, emergency contact. Get that figured out. Wes is in Harrison. Wes, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning.
Hey, Wes.
My question is if this is the rest of the season is a 7-game basically interview or tryout for Bobby Petrino. I mean, I know Taylor Green's the best player on the team, but why would he not like bench him and play KJ Jackson since Taylor won't be there next year if Bobby gets the job and KJ is going to be the quarterback of the future?
Well, I think you know the answer to that. I mean, that's.
I'm trying to figure out. Like, are you being serious?
Yeah.
What would be the purpose in doing that?
I mean, if Bobby gets the job, then he won't have Taylor next year.
Well, he's not going to get the job without Taylor.
But how does that help you this year?
I got to break that one. Well, I mean, that's look. That's not going to happen.
Well,
I mean, we can sit here and talk.
Well, I'm so stunned. I'm just wondering where that's coming from. Like, do you not like Taylor?
No, I'm not saying I don't. No, I'm not saying I don't like Taylor.
Well, like, where in the world have you ever seen somebody bench the better quarterback to play for next year?
I understand the premise of what you're asking, but no, that will not happen. And there's no wisdom in it either.
Yeah, so we agree on that. That's a no. Thanks, Wes. I mean, really. I mean, I don't mean. I mean, I just like. Sometimes I just go to John and Mina. John, good morning. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down, John.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. All right, just got to say one thing. Go Irish. I told you the Irish was not scared. Told you.
Yeah, you were
but
right.
then you said that they were.
You were right.
Then you said you were scared. But turned out you had nothing to be afraid of.
That is true.
What else we got today, John?
He's calling the Globe.
All right. No. I also wear Arkansas stuff, but I do not wear anything that represents football because I have lived in Arkansas for 4 years, and I do believe, and I will say, Arkansas is not a football school.
What does that mean?
You guys need to stick to baseball.
What does that mean, John? I'm playing along today. What does it mean?
You guys don't belong in the SEC.
What does that mean?
Football.
What does that
football
mean?
is just a bit. You guys don't belong.
Okay. Why not?
You can't hang.
Okay.
You cannot hang in the SEC.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you suggest they do? What do you suggest they do, John?
Take all their NIL money and put it into baseball.
Okay. Thank you, John. We'll always love hearing
that. What about basketball? What about basketball?
What about
John?
basketball? You know, just skip that.
I mean, we're just going to move on to spring.
Yeah, honestly, honestly, Arkansas is a baseball school.
Okay. All right. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
They're very good at baseball. There's no doubt about that.
John,
oh no, you guys are great. You guys are great in baseball. I'm a 4-star athlete, and I played baseball, I played basketball, I played football.
Give us your stats, John.
Yeah.
Sweet. Tell us, do you have a Letterman's jacket?
Really?
Yes, sir.
Do you have your trophies from Little League? Are they on your dresser?
What was your greatest moment as a high school football player?
Tell us, John.
I'm sure you remember.
What
was your greatest
moment? The one moment you remember above all the other ones?
I was a kicker. I could kick 50-yard field goals in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
50-yard field goals in high school? That's
It's
amazing.
one play.
Yeah, you were on special
for
teams.
giant chunks of land.
John, I bet your mom's so proud of you. I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you. Tell her we said hello when you go upstairs. Andrew in Hot Springs, good morning.
My brain is numb right now.
Good morning, man. Thanks for taking my call.
Rub my eyes. Go ahead.
Can you top any of that, Andrew?
I wanted to come at this just from a human perspective on some things. You know, let's just take for granted that Bobby knows what he's doing with his X's and O's and can hire the right people and things. And I've just hear a lot from people about the moral argument against him and saying, oh, him, you know, being hired again, it just shows that what you do doesn't matter. And just from my upbringing, from having a dad who, man, he had a rough life. And we didn't understand that growing up, me and my brothers. But he righted the ship. And as we were old enough to understand what it was, he shared those things. And he was unbelievably honest with us about it. It inspired 3 young men to live a life of integrity going forward, because he taught us that whatever your mistakes were, you own them. And you take responsibility for it and you go. And thinking about the young men that we have, you know, on the football team, I know I heard stuff from Coach Saban about this kind of stuff. You know, you're training young men how to be men. And I think that rather than sending a message out there that, oh, you have to have your ducks in the row all the time and you got to be perfect and you got to have this image to maintain all the time, it's a more powerful message for these young men to hear somebody say, hey, look, I screwed up and this is what it did. And if you own it, you can move forward and you can live in integrity and you can have satisfaction in your life.
Yeah, I
think that that's a message that is starved, that young men are starving for nowadays.
Yeah.
They don't hear it from anywhere. They just they want to run from everything and they want to have, you know, this perfect Instagram type life. But that's not the way that life is. And I think that that is a powerful message. It's a little bit different than, you know, I know all the X's and O's, and I know 100 Yurichek's got to vet them and do all of those kind of things. But I did want to point out to the people with the moral argument that I feel like having somebody that has made the mistakes and they own it and can show these young men how to move forward in life, that's a lasting legacy for him.
Well, I do think Petrino has owned it publicly.
I don't think it gets talked about anymore, though. I don't think he's bringing it up in his pregame talks or anything like that. I mean, this is, you know, I'm not saying it's ancient history, but it is history.
No, but I mean, he has owned it, and I think he said those
he
things. It's 7:44. We've got a lot to get to. We got more comments that people are here to make. If you know anybody who is any sort of celebrity, like, I mean, they can be the head of your homeowners association.
They just think they're a celebrity.
They can run the whatever at school. I mean,
PTA president.
Yes, get their opinion on who should be the next Razorback coach. Everybody in America is making a comment, just like every show. John Daly, Brett Favre, Charlie Sheen. If you could reach him everybody's got something to say. Bart Pullman. The whole world's commenting, and what we're looking for, like the rest of the week, is just what people can you get to comment? Who can you get to comment that you could just share with us? Make sure you video it and send it to our social media handles. Like, it could be like, look, if you've got a convenience store guy, gal behind the counter, you ask them, hey, what do you think? What do you think about this whole Arkansas football situation? I'm sure they'll be ready to respond. Maybe it's somebody you know at Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Maybe they're working on your house today. You can go out and just ask them, hey, what do you think? Teamworkbuilt.com. If you want to get a quote on a new roof, if you need a job well done where they don't take shortcuts, they use all the quality materials, maybe the job's difficult, maybe you're a home builder and you need someone to tackle a lot of jobs, Teamwork is built for that. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, and they'll leave an immaculate job site after they finish on time and on budget. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, it's built on quality and powered by teamwork.
Yeah, what's your point?
You want my point?
Yes, I asked for it. Make
Here's
it.
my point.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics, whether you're inside Razorback Stadium or calling the Hogs anywhere in the great state of Arkansas. Our inaugural raffle jackpots grew to nearly $500,000 last spring. Now you can be our next big winner, even if you're not in the stadium. Get your raffle ticket purchased to have a chance to win big right now at RazorbackRaffle.com.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action, and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th, and runs through January 4th. Then, the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds, make the right call.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
we're running out of time for the fall foliage.
The fall what?
Foliage.
Okay. Is it foliage or foliage?
It's foliage.
Foliage.
It's 3 syllables.
Foliage.
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 It's foliage.
Foliage.
Yeah. Foliage.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Edward loves the doses of humility that he just dishes out on the rejoiners. It's beautiful.
It's October 1st.
It is October 1st. Yeah, we need some.
Happy birthday to my nephew,
We need
by the way.
some foliage.
Happy birthday, Bart's nephew.
Happy birthday.
Four-
Okay.
4 years old.
Whoa. We got to do it right.
Yeah.
Edward can clip it off and send it to the family.
What's his name?
Here,
Henry.
Hold on. Let's
Henry.
We got to set it up. 7:52 on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Happy birthday to my nephew Henry, turning 4 years old today.
All right, Henry.
All right, Henry.
Have
a great day,
birthday, Henry.
Yes.
Get something special. Ask Uncle Bart for something special.
He's got something special.
Okay. There you go. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
big
going
time.
to tell us what it is?
It's big time.
Share.
Well, he's going to be getting a little set of golf clubs.
Wow.
Did you have them cut, perfectly
Bart,
sized,
no,
custom
no.
made?
Bart, you shouldn't have.
What a guy.
I mean, they're like plastic. They're toy
Look,
clubs,
Bart's
but-
out here thinking he's going to break 90 at Big Creek on October 14th, could break 100 at Oakmont, and he's like, and if I can't, I'm going to live vicariously through my nephew.
Well, and one of these days when Henry, wins that first PGA event,
He'll
he's going to
say-
stand before the cameras and talk about his Uncle Bart. He gave me that plastic set of clubs when I was 4.
I'll never
Changed my
forget
life.
I'll never forget it. Our friend Zach has texted in that maybe John and Mina should send us his huddle highlights.
Oh, that's a good idea.
50-yard field goal.
Well, you got to get those in the hands of the right people. I mean, you can kick a 50-yard field goal, but if nobody knows, it's like it never happened.
You're never going into the Hall of Fame
no,
if you don't have it. Tim in Fayetteville, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. We got a minute here. Go ahead.
How are you this morning?
Never better.
Great. I just want to explain to you about gear.
Please
gear
do.
can get you
Oh, I know who
anywhere
this
in the
is.
country.
I know who this is.
Chuck, you know who this is.
I
Bo
know
knows
too.
who this
Yeah,
is
heck
also. But I've been through stadiums all over the country. And a dozen hats will move you wherever you need to
That's
go.
exactly right. Gear in a package will open virtually every door in college sports.
That's awesome.
It's true.
You bet you.
Good to hear from you, man. I'm sorry we're out of time. Great to hear your voice. I
That's
hope you're
okay.
well.
That's funny.
We are well.
That's great. That's
we
great.
are well.
It was good to see you the other night, you and Stephanie both. That was good.
It was good to see y'all too.
Thanks,
So,
Tim.
I hope everything's good with y'all. Y'all take care.
You too, my man. Tim Chaney, long-time equipment guru for the
He
Razorbacks.
is right now. He is right. Gear is the magic word in college sports. It is the magic
What is
word.
it
It
about
opens
a
every
hat
door.
or a shirt?
It just opens every door. It's the colors.
You just
I
gotta,
believe it's the colors.
Got to carry a couple around in your pocket. You
Takes
never
you
know
back
when
to childhood.
You're going to need them. It's almost 8 o'clock. We'll get more reaction coming up. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Chris in Fayetteville, you're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I just have, I imagine in your house. I've never been in your home. Not because I don't want to. I've just never been invited. I imagine.
I've never been to your house either.
I don't know. You've been to anybody's house.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've not been invited either.
Do you go to anybody's house?
No.
Like anybody?
No one invites me.
Chuck's key to life is you don't come to my house and I won't go to yours. We'll just live out here in the wild together.
You're reading me like a children's
But I
story.
have.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
What random celebrity is going to comment on the Razorbacks next? Brett Favre?
Favre. Brett Favre. Nobody knows Arkansas
Get you a
like
copper
Brett
fit.
Favre.
Yeah.
Get you a copper fit.
That was a good line yesterday. What do you trust Brett Favre on?
How to throw a football, Wrangler jeans, maybe a copper fit.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Things you don't. Man. Man.
Go ahead.
Oh, my God.
I just thought he was going to. I didn't say what.
Things you don't trust Brett Favre on, Arkansas's coaching search, text messaging, and, misuse of welfare funds.
Jeez Louise, man. Oh, this has been, man, we had the superfecta of callers last hour.
We had
had a
high
streak.
school football heroes. We had stories of redemption.
Traveling evangelists.
We had the whole deal. We got it all.
Yeah.
We got it all.
And we had why not bench Talon?
Where is our traveling
Yeah,
evangelist?
why not? Yes,
Why not
why not bench Taylor
Talon
and play KJ Jackson
the rest of the year for the future?
It was quite a half hour.
For the future.
It really was.
By the way, what is the future?
Anybody know where?
Does anybody have any clue on what the future is? Like, you think you had roster turnover last year. What do we think it's going to be like this year?
Pretty much the same thing, if not more. I mean, that's just how it works. What a
time to be alive on October 1st, 2025. Happy birthday to Livy Dunn.
23. Yeah, what a life lived at 23. She's experienced more at 23 than most of us will experience in a lifetime.
Hey, we missed this earlier. Maybe it's not too late, parents. It's National Walk to School Day.
Sorry, kids. No bus today.
Dad can't take you this morning. It's National Walk to School Day.
Uphill in the snow.
Building some
both
character.
ways.
It's beautiful outside. 8:04. Rhett Lashley yesterday was asked about the Arkansas coaching job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't stand anywhere on speculation and hypotheticals. So I'm happy. I've got a great job. I think when your name gets linked to jobs, it means your team has done well, the program has done well. So it's a compliment to what our staff and administration and players have built over the last 3+ years. And then a lot of times there's obvious connections. I mean, if it's your alma mater, it's easy to link names. But I haven't given it any thought because there hasn't been anything to give thought to.
Now, let me just add, if my agent can parlay this into a raise, I'll be all for that. That's what this stuff does. You talked about leverage a little bit earlier, and I'm not saying that's what Rhett was after. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that when every time a coach gives a comment about, well, I'm not interested in that job, and he's had success, that's where the leverage part comes in.
Jeff Traylor.
Yeah. And I like Jeff Traylor a lot.
You San Antonio.
We'll revisit it because it's always different for each kid because some of our kids are from Arkansas, so they know more about it than other kids. Some of our kids are from Oklahoma, so they know more about it than other kids. And all the kids on our roster talk about that kind of stuff because that's what everybody else is talking about. So, yeah, I'll address it today again and remind them that I have a long contract here, and that was intentional, and how much we love it here. We have plans for this place deep into the future. We're not where I want to be. Everybody knows that. I think they know how impatient I am, and I want to be at the very top of every category we have, and we're not. But Dr. Compost and I are working our tails off to try to get us there, and that's a commitment that I've made to this place and they've made to me. It just always moves slower than I want it to, but that's a long-term plan.
Jeff was the best coach on Chad Morris's staff, and that's why he's head coach now. he's as well connected in Texas as a coach can be. But I don't know how many people woke up yesterday morning thinking, man, Jeff Traylor to Arkansas. That's an interesting possibility. But he gets asked about it, and all of a sudden he's connected to the job.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. He's not a candidate for the job.
He's probably not going to be the guy. Although I do think he's a very good coach.
I do too.
I do. I think he's done a good job there.
I think he's great with relationships. I think Jeff Traylor's a good coach and a good dude. Rod on I-40, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Go ahead.
And that one call a while ago, guys, that was brutal. I got to check my seat. I think my butt just bit a hole in it. I don't have any stars by my name. Well, not since first grade, on my report card.
That's right.
I mean, we didn't really even have stars back in 1977 when I graduated. Not so much.
No.
You just got in there, did what you did, and you went home at the end of the day, and all you got was your bruises. First off, golf clubs for a 4-year-old. Let me think how this can go wrong.
No, they're plastic. They're plastic. They're plastic.
Yeah, I'll start to say hide the small animals and pad your TV screen, especially the 70-inch.
Yeah.
Because I know how that. Yeah, a baseball bat. My daughter got my grandson a baseball bat when he was like 5. I took it away from him, put it on top of the fridge so you can have it back when y'all leave. Now, I never did score 4 touchdowns at Polk High in a high school football game. My name's not Al. And we should give that money all back to the SEC because, it pays for everything else. What in the heck was he thinking? This is the money cow, right? I don't care if you're any good. You could be Vanderbilt 5 years ago. You're still getting paid, right? So, yeah, we kind of need football to, keep jet fuel and the bus running and all that stuff. Bobby Petrino will be fine. He'll go in and punch Tennessee in the mouth because he's not a Bible school teacher. He's not. I don't want one. I don't want the guy I can drink beer with. I don't want the guy I go to church on Sunday with. I want this guy to be a mean SOB. I want him to do the coaching job. It's a tough job. You've got to get tough with them. They're paid athletes. If they're not going to do the job, in the words of Donald Trump, you're fired. I'll get somebody else, right? So your job depends on it. My job depends on it. Put it to them like that. What do you think?
That was a monologue. That's what I think.
Thank you, Brian.
There you go.
Oh,
Rod.
There's certainly there's a bottom line aspect to it. Was that Brian?
No,
was I
it was
talking
Rod.
about?
You're fired.
That's Eddie.
Sorry.
In the words of Eddie.
Yeah.
You're fired.
I got you.
Brian in Greenwood.
Okay, now it's Brian. My bad.
No, you're good. Brian.
Yeah, I just want to give credit where credit's due because on this topic, I kind of heard it on Ruskin and Zach yesterday, but I want to get your take on it. Is they were talking about coaching candidates, and they talked about someone who's disciplined, toughness, experienced. I think it would be a lateral move. He could bring a really nice quarterback with them to start the season next year. He's motivated, and when I say you got to row that boat, talking about P.J. Fleck and bringing the Lindsey kid with them. I don't know if anybody's really mentioned that, but what do you think about that opportunity?
What now? Let me ask you a question. I'm not discounting what you're saying. Why do you think P.J. Fleck's a really good coach?
Well, he did really well with the school he was at before. I think it was Western Michigan. He's come into Minnesota, and it's Minnesota. I mean, it's in the Big Ten. You're not expected to probably win the championship. But I'd called in last week, and I talked about bumps in coaches. And I talked about how Pittman was kind of like the Anderson. I think that P.J. Fleck would probably be like the Musselman. I'm not saying he's going to win the national championship or anything, but he's going to get you away from the ditch, elevate the program, so you might be able to get to that next coach. But I'm not saying he couldn't win with the proper NIL and the proper support from a program. But out of all the names out there, and I'm not going to lie, I watched 1 or 2 games with the Lindsey kid. He's a good quarterback. So if you could bring in the coach with the experience, with the Lindsey kid, with ties to Arkansas, it just seems like it's a decent match.
I like PJ. PJ's a really good coach. I've spent time with him, did a documentary series with him in his first year at Minnesota. I love Drake Lindsay. Drake Lindsay played with my son, played with a lot of kids around here, had an unbelievable high school career and state championship, and he's doing great things at Minnesota. I'll say this, as bad as it is for some of us who didn't love him being anywhere but Arkansas, I can't imagine a better situation for Drake Lindsay right now. I mean, he wouldn't even be playing this year if he was at Arkansas. I'm happy for him. PJ's that's not a bad coach, like in terms of you want to put somebody on a candidate list, except for, again, organizational integrity is building the grid of what you got to have. Not going for the like, oh, that person looks like they'd be a right fit. What's the grid that you've built, Bart? What is it? What is the number one piece of criteria based on 200 seasons of research?
Got to have SEC experience, and PJ Fleck has zero of it. I like PJ Fleck. I think he's a really good coach. He's never coached in this league. With all due respect, it would not go well. Because that's what history says.
Brett Bielema was 68-24.
He won three Big Ten championships in a row before coming here.
There's never been a coach that we have hired that has more bona fides when we hired him than Brett Bielema. But it didn't work out because, in my opinion, there was just a difference in the way things are done in different parts of the country. There just are.
And Hunter even said it, like he wants somebody with experience in the SEC. Based on the data, it's a non-negotiable. If you don't have experience in this league, you don't have a chance to be successful. At Arkansas, at Ole Miss, at Mississippi State, at those schools.
I think most of the coaches that come into this league, football, basketball, baseball, pick your sport, they will tell you that it is better than they anticipated it might be. It's even better than they thought it was going to be. They knew it was going to be tough coming in, but it's been even tougher.
I thought it was interesting what he laid out about PJ, about, a connection to Arkansas through the Lindsay family, who we all love and respect, a quarterback to bring with him, who's a legacy kind of quarterback. Well, Bobby Petrino has connections to Arkansas, has coached at Arkansas, has been a head coach at Arkansas in this league, and has a quarterback. Like, everyone believes KJ Jackson's going to be pretty good. And he's got one right now. And Petrino generally has a quarterback. So the same things that he pointed out about PJ are also very similar with Bobby.
Right.
Which I thought it was interesting that he used something to describe PJ that would also fit Petrino.
You know more about this than I do. Did Drake Lindsay go to Minnesota because he just wanted to leave Arkansas like some Fayetteville kids do?
No.
Or was it because this offensive staff decided that he was not the quarterback that they wanted?
Whether it was the offensive staff or whether it was the head coach, Arkansas wanted a mobile quarterback.
I got you.
And that's why Drake Lindsay did not get an offer here. And P.J. Fleck was on him early and got him, and it's gone well for P.J. and for Drake.
I'm just saying, when you talk about coaches, things are different. All you got to do is look at Bielema. Things are different league to league. And sometimes, when you're in your lane, you're in your lane. And I think P.J. Fleck's in a good spot for him. The things that the caller described, when he said he was talking about Minnesota's program, they say the same things about us in the SEC. So, I mean, I don't know if P.J. Fleck makes that move, even if it was offered to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have a hard time seeing him do that. Kevin and Rogers, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Kevin?
I heard.
This is Charlie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hey. Charlie, you're up, buddy.
Hey, guys, I think we're looking at it entirely the wrong way.
Okay.
We got to find an AD that can hire the right coach and run the program. You've got an AD that admits that he didn't support the last coach the way he should have, and so how are you going to hire somebody that's got any confidence in that?
He didn't really say that. He didn't really say that. He just said that he didn't have the resources necessary to win. He didn't say I don't support him or I didn't support him.
Well,
he didn't say
he didn't give him the resources. but that's his job.
No. He didn't have the resources. It's not that he didn't give them to him. He didn't have them. Now we can debate on all this, and we're kind of getting caught in the weeds.
I mean, but Charlie.
Well, but at the end of the day, that's the AD's job.
Charlie, let me ask you. Let me just put it in real life, though. Like if you're in a job and you're the boss, and you got a salesperson or whatever that's out trying to do something, and they need more resources, you can't just always will them to happen. You might not be able to afford to as a company. And then it doesn't work out with that person. And then you go to the board and you finally have their attention. And you say, this is why we are in the position we're in. It's not just about the head coach. And you saw what we did with Cal. And if you want to have similar results in football, you're going to have to do something similar like we did with basketball. And that's a big difference than saying the boss didn't support or didn't give the guy what he needed versus whether he could actually pull that off. So, yeah, you can say it's his job, but we've all been in positions where it's our job, and we just got to deal with what we're dealing with right now.
That's a big sweeping statement. I hear what you're saying, but you're really generalizing there.
Well, but you guys have been talking about servant leadership today. That's it.
Well, we were talking about serving breakfast.
Yeah,
Actually, what we were talking about.
But also, I don't give a basketball deal. That's Don Tyson. He put that deal together. Yurchek didn't.
Well, that's true. Yurchek played a role.
Well, look, but Hunter Yurchek doesn't need any of us to defend him. You're bringing up the question, and it is a question that's being asked: is does Hunter hire the next coach? That's a question that has been asked. That's a legitimate question. I believe he will. I know there are some who don't. I don't believe he's going to get fired. I'll put it that way. And I know a lot of people do. But we're just going to have to disagree on that.
And not everybody can be Bart. That put that sort of servant leadership on display.
I serve breakfast. Come on, give me some credit here. Come on.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Did I hand you your breakfast? I handed you your breakfast.
You tossed it at me.
I'll tell you who else serves.
You handed me 3 packets of salsa.
I said, who wants this honey? And let me talk to you about some people that actually do serve people.
Who's the honey for? Yeah. I think is what it was.
Yeah, there was a packet of honey. I said, who? Yeah. See, Bart's turned it into something that it was not intended to be. See, I can see him over there.
You did that earlier.
I'll tell you who actually serves people. It's WT Equipment. They actually do serve people. They don't just talk about it.
Free coffee?
Yeah, they're a family-owned, locally operated dealership. They've got 8 locations across the state. Some of you are running a farm. Some of you are managing a job site. Some have taken care of your own land. WT Equipment's your partner. Trusted brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, the legendary Bobcat. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com and let's get to work.
Free pot of coffee. They got the actual pot of coffee. Several pots of coffee.
Got that bun.
You stop
by.
Yes.
Brand coffee maker.
Yes. It's 8:20. Good morning. You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
The voice of the Razorbacks is Chuck Barrett, and he chose McDonald Eye Associates for his recent cataract surgery.
I went to McDonald Eye. I can see in a way I've not seen in a long time. And I'm looking forward to this football season because of that. Your eyes are a big deal. I don't care if you're a sports play-by-play guy or what you do. You have to have trust. My trust was developed because I knew they were listening to me.
For your best vision, trust McDonald Eye. Online and same-day appointments at McDonaldEye.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want real action and the wait is over. Live racing is back. Every weekend brings big moments, big crowds, and your chance to feel the thrill of a big win. The holiday racing season begins Friday, December 12th and runs through January 4th. Then the excitement returns with the classic racing season, January 30th through May 2nd. It's racing, it's winning, it's everything you've been waiting for. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial is ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there. Let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And I include myself in this. We like to think we know what we're talking about, but sometimes we do miss the mark. I mean, sometimes we do.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Can I read a text?
Coming up, yep.
Can I read a text here?
Sure.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was
I'm
just
sorry.
going to say.
Matt Barrie, 8:30.
Yep.
All right, this is a text from Justin. What's this I keep hearing about Jerry Jones partnering with the Waltons, basically putting money together to hire a new coach and basically fund, it says UIL program, but I know what he meant, NIL program. Rick and Randy were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
And they say that Jerry Jones is making a big push for Rhett Lashley.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bart. Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room.
Yeah, so basically there are rules in the NFL that prevent Jerry Jones from donating directly to the football program and football NIL.
They stay out of it.
They keep a close eye on all that stuff.
I don't know
NFL.
how many rules there are, but
Right.
Jerry said yesterday on the Fan in Dallas in his weekly appearance that it's frowned upon, and the NFL is encouraged to stay out of college football as it relates to hiring coaches and those sorts of things because of potential conflicts of interest, and they can deal in other sports,
right?
But they can't college football,
right?
So you can just put that one away.
Yeah, please stop bringing that up. Jerry Jones is not going to be giving $30 million to Arkansas's football team. It's not happening.
We went long in the last segment, and we don't want to be late for Matt Barrie, college football final host on ESPN, sees all the games every weekend. By the way, that's a great show.
Must
to
watch.
Recap.
Yes. Must watch.
Every
also
week.
a SportsCenter anchor, does play-by-play. And we'll get yet another celebrity's take on the Arkansas situation. Somebody that's maybe a little more dialed in when we come back on the Chuck and Bo Show.
You can tell I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatgnomecosmetic.com and click on the Sweat Gnome Edge.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everybody wants to win. When you, as a fan or a person or whoever, make everything about winning, you're saying that only winning is acceptable. And I guarantee you, you don't win every single day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
He's going to get a Bart drop in there on winning.
I think it's required. Every show we have to have a Bart drop in there. Winning every day with Bart.
Winning every day. 8:32. Good morning. Matt Barrie, host of College Football Final, Sports Center, many other things at ESPN, play-by-play, dialed in college football, Ryder Cup, whatever it is, he's in. And he's with us today on the Chuck and Bo Show. Matt, thanks for making time for us. How are you, my friend?
Gentlemen, good morning. Happy week 6 of the college football season. Can't believe we're looking at October now as we move through conference schedule.
It's week 0 for Arkansas, Matt. They've got to reset.
Yeah.
Starting over.
It sure is.
What are your thoughts?
You know, look, anytime you go into a season with a coach who now I think for the last year and a half has been mentioned on a hot seat, and you do what happened at Memphis, and then you get the doors blown off against Notre Dame. I was sitting there in studio on Saturday with E.J. Manuel and Joey Galloway, and I said, this probably is it for Sam. Just because when you look at where it's headed and where it needs to go, I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm always entertained, though, by these schools that we've seen already, Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State. If it was that tenuous of a situation to do it this quickly in the season, why did we move forward in the offseason with it? And so now you have a number of schools, and to me right now, Arkansas, the best job of the lot, open, and we hadn't even reached October.
You kind of touched on it there, and that's where I'm wanting to go, Matt. You know, every fan base thinks that their job is the one every coach is going to want to come to. How is the Arkansas job viewed nationally? Do you think this is going to be a job that coaches gravitate towards?
You know, here's how I would answer that question. I'd say pre-12-team playoff era, probably not. Well, why is that? Because you're in the Southeastern Conference that just added Texas and Oklahoma. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt is a ranked team, and Mississippi State with Jeff Lebby's on the way up. And so you're kind of looking at this league prior to the 12-team playoff. Well, where do I stand in the grand scheme of this thing? Can I get to the SEC championship? Can I win the conference? Can I get to the playoff? Before that, probably not. Now, absolutely, it's an attractive job because Northwest Arkansas is a great place to live. It's a great place with a lot of money around it. And I think with the facilities, with some of the boosters that surround the program, if they want to wake up one day and say, you know what, with the money that we have in and around this area, let's all agree to commit our money to Arkansas football and go on a run, there is no reason whatsoever Arkansas couldn't be one of the 12 teams in the college football playoff. And, oh, by the way, that's probably going to expand. So now you're talking, a 16-team playoff? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're damn right you can win at Arkansas. And you just have to find the commitment to it. I mean, here's how you look at it and the footprint of it. I would say, and you guys would know better than me, but just some of the research that I do around college football, I'd say there's about 8 to 12 really, really top-notch high school football players in that area. Maybe 12 to 20. Okay, maybe that's a little low. You cannot let those kids get out of state. So you get the 10 to 12 to 15 best high school football players in the area. And then you go and take the footprint with the money and the commitment, and you go get Texas. You go get some out of Oklahoma. You go find that area, Arizona. Go get players from this region of the country. Dip down into Florida if you have to, and then start building it. I think it's a playoff job waiting to happen with the right resources and the right coach.
Matt, first off, I don't know if anybody's totally objective on Bobby Petrino, if you've been in college football as long as you or we have. So it's sometimes hard to hear what other people think outside of the state because they've had a history of not being a fan of Bobby for whatever reason. It's been a long time since he was here. I mean, 13, 14 years. When you hear this is what's happening, Petrino's the interim coach. He wants to be the longtime coach. He's basically auditioning for the job. What's your reaction to that?
You know, I told someone the other day, I said, if you want to explain college football to a European or just an alien, go to Fayetteville and go to Morgantown, West Virginia.
That's great.
And look at I'm not going to tell them anything else. I'm just going to show them a slideshow of Fayetteville. I'm going to show them a slideshow of Morgantown with the faces that are now leading those programs, and that's how I would explain it.
Man. And for Petrino, it's twice. Louisville.
It's twice.
And now Arkansas.
I know. I just don't. It's unbelievable to me that this is happening. I mean, it like as much as the craziest stuff that we see in college football, and it really is the drunkest sport in America. You can't put in a sentence how bizarre it is that Bobby Petrino is once again leading the Arkansas Razorbacks and that Rich Rod found his way home to more. I mean, it's just, I can't explain it any more than that.
You know, the coaching culture, it's like pop culture. It's like its own culture. It like how we view coaches. They're the face of the programs. I mean, we talk about coaches more than we talk about any other topic in college football. Dabo, look at what's going on at Clemson. What did we think of Kalen DeBoer after the Florida State game? I mean, what this year just seems to be, and maybe we say this every year, but is the volatility of college football at an all-time high?
Oh, yeah. And it's not even close. And that's because until the injury, here's the example that I've used on TV a couple of times, and I use it here. It's no longer relevant because of an injury, but look at a guy like Brent Venables at Oklahoma. Okay, hot seat, not the guy. Well, wait, go spend some money on an offensive coordinator and a quarterback from Washington State. Now you got the Heisman favorite until he got hurt. Now Oklahoma's a great job, and Brent Venables is doing a great job. That's the volatility of the sport. You can make one transaction with a player and one transaction with the coach attached to the player, and everything's great. Look at the model at Vanderbilt. Not that Vanderbilt's one of those jobs where, you're going to be on the hot seat every year. All Clark Lee did was go bring in half of New Mexico State with Diego Pavia, Jerry Kill on that program, and now they're ranked. And so the reason it's volatile now, Dabo, you brought up Dabo. Why is it volatile for Dabo Swinney? Well, because going into the offseason, all of us in the national media, and anyone who talks about college football said, well, see, Dabo's doing it the right way. He's keeping the guys within his program, pays the guys that earn it, comes in with a loaded roster. They should be a playoff team. Oops, they're not. And so now it's volatile for Dabo. Why? Because he doesn't dabble in the portal and do it like everybody else. And so the common thought nowadays in college football, you can quick fix anything you want with money. You just do it. You just go get a quarterback. You can go get a receiver. You can go get a running back. You just change it overnight, and that's why if you try to change it overnight and it doesn't happen, then the coach is going to be in some hot water.
Matt Hunter-Yurachek used a term the other day in the Petrino press conference that's usually associated with the NFL. He said advanced scouting. And given the portal and the prominence that it plays right now, I wonder if the definition of recruiting doesn't change a little bit and include things like programs with advanced scouting, programs that do things maybe others aren't doing, and the role that you think things like that might play going forward.
These coaches that I talk to on a weekly basis and kind of sit down with and just kind of get into the guts of the program and how they're doing it, that's exactly what they're doing. They're all bringing in a GM, and they're bringing in a general manager to do a couple of things. One, you got to keep the finances in order, to take a look around to see what kind of money you have to spend. Okay, so you take what kind of money you have to spend, and you go to the board, and you look at how much you want to spend per position group. So then you take a look at how much money is being put out for each position group. Then you look at needs. Okay, we have a need at this position. How much are we willing to spend on this? Then, once you've got all that figured out, you're going to the portal to see which names are in the portal, and then you start doing the scouting on the kid in the portal like NFL scouts do on the college kid coming to the NFL draft. What's his background? Who are his friends? How are his grades? Who does he hang out with? What does he treat people like when he's going out to dinner? Is he going to kill my locker room? Is he going to do this? And that's what's just going on at the college level now. It's just different because now you're taking a kid in the portal. Look, going to the transfer portal, I'll find you 10 different stories for a reason. 10 different players are transferring. You just have to be the program in the school that vets the kid in the right way to make sure he's not going to kill your locker room. And that's where we are now. Why are they transferring, and how much money do you have to spend? And I build my roster with infusing it with high school talent? There are a number of coaches that will tell you, well, we do 75-25, 75 high school, 25 portal. Well, that's a lie. That's not true. I've looked at your roster. It's not 75-25. It's 50-50. And so I still believe the sweet spot in college football now, can you still recruit and develop, retain, and then plug holes with the portal? Find me a program that can do that. You're going to see the ones that are always competing for national championships.
Matt Barrie, ESPN, host of College Football Final, and so much more there at the mothership. We've seen every celebrity from Brett Favre to John Daly talk about, who maybe the next Arkansas coach should be. I don't know if John Gruden's been reached for comment yet for his own. John Gruden's been a candidate here for 25 years.
And lots of other places, too.
And Tennessee. And who are your thoughts? Like if our producer likes to put together a 10 or 15 top 10 or 15 list of coaches week to week, because it changes based on, whatever happened that week for fun. But if you were looking at a pool of candidates, who are some coaches you really like right now that would be viable for the Arkansas job?
So here's what I would do. The first thing that I would do, and this isn't going to be a revelation to anybody covering it. The first thing I would do is I'd kick the tires on Rhett Lashley. I'd see exactly what his mindset is. He has a good job there. For people that don't know about the SMU job in that area of the country, you probably should. I mean, there's a lot of money there. You get a lot of kids on the rebound from DFW, and you can win the ACC, as he proved in year one of the ACC, getting to the championship game. And so I'd kick the tires on him because of his ties to the program and see how aspirational he is about wanting to make a career jump to that level. Next guy I'd go with, and I don't know how this will be received in the area, but if they really start looking at what's going on at the program right now relative to where he had it when he got there, I'd go kick the tires on Dan Mullen at UNLV. He's a buddy of mine, and he's got UNLV 4-0. But can you tell me honestly that Florida is in a better spot now than they were when they moved on from Mullen in year 4 after 3 consecutive New Year's 6 games in an SEC championship? So why not have a look at him and see if that's something they'd be interested in and see if it would work out? The other guy that I would look at that I haven't seen, and maybe it's out there and I've just missed it, why not go to a guy like Matt Campbell at Iowa State, who has taken a program at Iowa State in Ames, Iowa. That's not exactly a destination place, but he seemed to find a way to get it consistently good at a competitive level to compete for conference championships and a playoff berth. He's a program builder. He's a program sustainer. And at some point, Arkansas is going to have to look in a way where you find a guy who's at a good job and a bigger job that's led a revival of a program and bring them in. And I think Matt Campbell fits that. He's rumored for jobs all the time, but he's someone that I would take a serious long look at because of what he's done at a place that's really, really hard to win. And if the notion nationally is that it's hard to win at Arkansas, then find a guy that can win at another place. And the other guy that I'd look at, probably Alex Golesh, South Florida, former Tennessee offensive coordinator, offensive mind. I called their opening game against Boise State, kind of sat down with him. I've called a couple of his games, just got to know him a little bit. I think he'd be a fascinating choice just because he runs an entertaining brand of offense. So those are some names that I would probably kick around. But I would be careful about a coordinator, and I'd be careful about someone who doesn't have a lot of experience dealing with what it's going to contend with to be the head coach in the SEC. Enter Chad Morris in the conversation. You don't want to go that route again.
What a well-rounded conversation with Matt Barrie. Expected nothing less. Matt, we love your work. If you're not watching College Football Final, then you don't really care what's going on with college football. It's a great recap every week. What time do you guys get to bed on Saturday night?
So we get to the studio on Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and if it's a good night, like if Deion Sanders isn't screwing us out west with the late game, we can usually put the mics down at about 1:40 a.m. Eastern.
Jeez.
Hey, what's the conversation like in the studio when like it's the last game and somebody calls a timeout with like 42 seconds left and the issue's already been decided? There any profanity? In the studio?
This is EJ Manuel's first year because he obviously took over for Dan Mullen, who got back into coaching. So EJ is too new to be disgruntled. Joey's permanent setting is grouchy, and then me kind of being the quarterback of the operation, I just go, are you kidding me? Like, the game's over. We don't need a timeout. Let's just move on, you know? And I'm always trying to find a way to work smarter and quicker when we're doing college football final to see what we can put together before the game goes final. So, yeah, by the end of the night, when we've been hanging out with each other since 11:30 a.m. in the morning, we're kind of just ready to, like, wrap on and move on to the next week.
I hear you.
Hey, it's great
you guys
having
do
you
a
on,
great
man.
job.
You
really do a terrific job. We're lucky to be able to see it.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate you. Anytime. Good luck out there. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to see what goes on the rest of the season. All right.
Good stuff, man. Talk soon. Appreciate it again. Matt Barrie, ESPN College Football Final. I mean, they really do a great job. Hey, What to Watch is brought to you by Macadoodles. Watch that show. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store today. It's Wine Down Wednesday. Everybody loves the customer service you get there, competitive pricing, and you won't find a better selection anywhere. But today, 15% off every bottle of wine in the store. Macadoodles, just north of the state line, north of Bella Vista, and at Guess Who in Bentonville. It's 8:48 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When something goes wrong, a car wreck, an injury, mounting debt, or getting denied the help you deserve, it's hard to know where to turn.
That's when Cadell Reynolds shows up. This is a team that fights for Arkansans. Personal injury, disability, bankruptcy, they handle it all. And they know how to get results.
You've got enough to deal with. Don't try to figure it out alone.
Call Cadell Reynolds, 866-314-3728, or visit CadellReynolds.com.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. Are your gutters ready for fall? Leaves are coming, and that means it's time to protect your home. At Hogtroff Gutters, they install high-quality leaf guards that actually work. Don't waste money on the cheap guards from big box stores that clog up, and don't get stuck paying triple the price with those big national companies. With Hogtroff, you get the best of both worlds. Professional installation, premium aluminum, and stainless steel guards, as well as a 20-year warranty. Give them a call today to schedule your free inspection, or visit hoggutters.com.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville. So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us. It's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, what a show it's been.
Man, flies by. It's flown by already this
whole
week.
week. It's just been.
Today Wednesday?
Really something. It is Wednesday. By the way, live racing just 3 months away from returning to Oaklawn. Make plans. The holiday racing season starts Friday, December 12th through Sunday, January 4th. And they take a little break and start again at the end of January for the classic racing season. That's Friday, January 30th through Saturday, May 2nd. Don't forget about the event center, the resort that Oaklawn has become. Go to oaklawn.com for all the details and upcoming events. Gabe in Prairie Grove. Let's try to get him in. Gabe, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, here's what I got for you guys. Long-time listener, first-time caller. They tell me that we're short on time here. So I've got a guy, man, who can really run the 2-minute drill. Why don't we go out and get the guy named John Gruden, man? John Daly, John Calipari, John Gruden. I say we get him here, bring him to the Hogs. Or I like a guy like Dan Mullen. I hear Nick Saban was here on Saturday. What are we thinking?
What did you? Where'd you get that about Saban here on Saturday? Where'd you hear that?
That's been top secret. Not a lot of people know that happened.
Back room at Powerhouse.
Yeah. See, I've been seeing through the social media. They say you can't believe everything you see on the internet. However, as an Arkansas fan, I kind of think I like to believe everything on the internet. So I like a guy. I like a guy like Dan Mullen. He's coached in the SEC before. He's he's got some success. I think we could get him here. Or this is the perfect time, man. I keep going back to the John Gruden voice here because
I like it. I like the Gruden voice.
Like John Gruden. Come on, man.
He loves football. He'd do it for free.
What is it? Spider Y to banana. Give me that.
Come on, man. I'm gonna get a quarterback in here, man. We're gonna run Spider 2Y banana. We're gonna win. We're gonna make the Razorbacks national contender, man.
That's pretty good. That is good. I appreciate that.
Better than average. That's
points,
for sure.
Yeah, points for that. Of all the calls we got today, that was pretty.
That's one of them.
That was more along the. That was about as rational as we got today.
Yeah, that was. And
there was somebody calling for John Gruden
in John Gruden voice.
That's pretty good. Oh man. Well, hey, it's time for a flight by Yingling.
Yeah. I'm gonna shotgun one of those things.
Maybe not right now. Chevy of Fayetteville brings you the Situation Room. Stop by. They got 200 new vehicles on the lot right now. It's almost 9 o'clock. Have a great Wednesday. We'll try again tomorrow. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. And members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee. And for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
The Razorback Raffle is back. This raffle is a new and exciting way to support Razorback athletics. Whether you're inside Razorback Stadium